Still out of action, but the Wednesday fans are always happy to see Hursty. And when he's smiling, it's a sign that he'll soon be back on the score sheet. Today's man in the number 9 shirt, making his home debut, Nigel Jemson, anxious to prove he's worth $750,000. And the other new boy, with only 4 home games under his belt, Paul Warhurst. A few words of advice from the player-manager, the cheers of a packed Hillsborough, and today's opponents, Southampton, are ready for the taking.
Back again to Harks, who's now in space. Benali trying to close him down. And Benali eventually hooking the ball away, but only as far as Roland Nilsson. Palmer. Long for King, but easily cut out by Dowie. Shearer ahead of him. Paul Warhurst against Shearer, and Warhurst, some excellent defensive work. Roland Nilsson now for Wednesday. Inside for Jemson. Jemson turning, making space. Can't quite find Carlton Palmer. With a chance. Intercepted very well by Palmer though. Palmer with Jemson off to his right. Will he go it alone? The ball cannoning off Gittins and Ian Andrews. And a moment of lunacy in the Southampton defence, letting in Carlton Palmer. Really when there looked to be no danger at all. He managed to turn defence into attack. Andrews now looking for the head of Dowie. Wynne taking his kick and Nielsen cuts it out for a Southampton throw. Ian Brandfoot really has plunged into the Southampton money reserves to try and strengthen his side. Bringing in Dave Lee from Bury for $250,000. He was Bury's leading scorer last season. Dowie, as I mentioned earlier, and also Terry Hurlock. A chance now, though, for Harks to break free. Williams in a key position. Marvellous goal for Wednesday. 5 minutes gone. Harks on the break. The Southampton defence static. And Paul Williams with his 3rd goal in 4 games. Man doing so well up front to replace David Hurst. And Williams certainly seems to have the golden touch at the moment. Fine opportunism by John Harks. So question marks again really against the Southampton defence. Nilsson into space for Paul Williams. And not the most subtle of challenges by Benali to bring Paul Williams to the floor. Fairly needless, really. There were 2 Southampton defenders shadowing Williams. Worthington with a free kick. Everybody up for Wednesday. Off the bar, off the head, I think, of Barry Horn. A very, very powerful free kick hit by Nigel Worthington. And a rather splendid header. In fact, it was Ian Dowie. Harks and Worthington shadowing Dowie on the near post. Aimed at Dowie, off the bar, cleared off the line by King, and somehow Wednesday escape. Even they won't know. The ball seemed to strike the head, I think, of Nigel Worthington as it was aimed at Dowie. Took the underside of the bar. Cockerell couldn't control it, even though he was only 2 yards off the goal line. And Phil King somehow managed to scramble it away. Nilsson to Worthington. Back to Worthington again. Cross for Williams, cut out by Gittins, and yet another Wednesday corner. Wednesday look to the last 5 minutes of the half to further enhance their superiority and get another goal. 21 players now in the Southampton half. Worthington's cross, looking for Williams. Gittins. Cockerell hooks it away. Harks, Nilsson, Benali, Worthington to Harks. Nilsson in space. Nilsson's cross to Wilson. Southampton suddenly look as if they're about to crack. It's the skipper, Glenn Cockrell, who eventually manages to turn the ball back to his keeper. So Woods with a kick. Jempson out jumps Hall. Paul Williams finds Nilsson. Williams in some space now. Gittins can't control it. Inside, and to Jempson with a goal yawning before him. And he wanted to score so much, all the possibilities flashed before him as Paul Williams unselfishly played the ball off to the man in a better position. And the crowd of 27,291 held their heads in disbelief as Jempson missed. As Paul Williams turns his man nicely. And Cockrell is going to earn himself a booking. Carlton Palmer very, very unhappy about that. Viv Anderson has a word and tries to calm things down. The Southampton skipper, Glenn Cockrell, will become the third man to go into referee Parker's notebook. Wednesday take the free kick. Nilsson to Jempson. Looks to shoot. Comes off Cockrell. Falls for Harks. Harks with a cross. Into Worthington. Nigel Worthington. If ever a player deserved a goal, it was Nigel Worthington. His first of the season, and only his 7th in his 288 goals for Sheffield Wednesday.